Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10x your day, 10x your life, and all of us 10x Springfield. Hey, you are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10x coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. Well, we are coming to you from the Big Dog Construction Studio in beautiful downtown Springfield. You are listening to Separation Saturdays on Elevate Springfield, where you can separate yourself from the competition every Saturday morning. Now, we are every day with Elevate Springfield now, so you can start your morning every morning with a new drop from Elevate Springfield, and we are looking forward to having you, and we are thankful that you chose to listen to us. We're going to get started after the break. Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing experts serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing. And we are back. Hey, thanks for joining us on a weekend on this Separation Saturday while you are getting that extra training in, separating yourself from the competition. Hey, today got a special treat. As you guys know, and I've talked about on the show multiple times, we have our Elevate Springfield Insider Program, the second and fourth Thursday of the month at 11 o'clock via Zoom. It's your opportunity to go a little deeper with our podcast guests, get some extra training, and really be a part of the Elevate community. So with that, we had our session this past Thursday, just a couple of days ago, and my guest that day was, hey, you've seen him before, the big dog himself, Mr. Chris Hartsook from Big Dog Construction and Big Dog Business Coaching. We always love having him on the show, and he brought some phenomenal content on Thursday. So what I'd like to do today for today's training is give you guys a little taste of what the Elevate Springfield Insider is all about. So, hey, let's get right to Chris. Welcome, everybody, today to the Insider. We have a great guest. You guys have probably seen him before if you've been a fan of the show or know me personally. Mr. Chris Hartsook, owner of Big Dog Construction and Big Dog Business Coaching with me. Always a pleasure. Chris, thank you for joining us today, and welcome to the Insider, brother.
Robert, man, I am glad to be here. Man, my Robert almost sounded like a dog, didn't it? Like, woof, the big dog.
Yeah,
That's right, man.
Hey,
I'm
well,
bringing the
you
big
are the
dog
big
energy.
dog, brother. You are the big dog, so it's all
Big
right.
dog
if a little growl
energy
comes
coming
out
in the
every now
house
and again.
today. Let's go. I love it. I love it.
All
Glad to
right.
be here, ready for this, ready to share a little 10x knowledge with everybody that's with us today. So this is great. Glad to be here. Hey, if it's okay, Robert, I'd like to talk about kind of the 10x wheel that you and I have been trained on, and kind of how things happen, and how even not just in business, but in personal, on how you use this wheel to continue to elevate your life, right?
I love it.
Throw a little elevation in there, right? But we're going to focus a little bit on, if I may I share my screen with you?
Absolutely. Go for it, Chris.
And everyone else. Perfect. So on this wheel, you see we got 7 steps in here, right? And the 7 steps, it starts number 1 with a target. And that target, and we're going to dive deep into target today, but that target is number 1 for a reason. Like John Maxwell tells us, the law of the picture, if you can see it, you can achieve it, right? But if you can't see it, you're not going to achieve it. Same thing here. If you know your target and you identify the target, then you've got a chance to make all these other things happen on this wheel, which is getting attention, which is the marketing part of this, right? The number two. And then leads to help you get. And again, this is kind of neat, Robert. We talk about it, in our coaching business, that it's not just designing and building your business, it's designing and building your life as well. And in that, your leads can be people who can help lead you to your target in life,
Mhm.
lead you to that next job opportunity, lead you to that next relationship, whether it be personal or professional. So don't let this wheel that we're looking at just be business only, even though we are business coaches, but we do help in all aspects because the 10X mindset, the Grant Cardone systems that we are both certified in, that's what it's about. It's about improving as many people's lives as we can. Then we get into that lead management, which is number four. If you got all these leads coming in and you want them to help you achieve your targets, that's what we talk about on number four. Number five is sales. How are you selling things, even your ideas, selling your ideas, right? To get to your target. That's part of that. And then sales management, is that sales management generating financial income, and or sales management could be opening up opportunities. Those opportunities, which would be that managing that doesn't have to necessarily be dollars right in your hands, but then scale. How do you scale to get to that next target? Hence, we're back up to the top of the wheel at number one. You either scale that target or put sights on another target. So that's what that is there, and what we're talking about on targets. So if I can, I want to take and dive in a little bit into that number one on there, talking about targets. And one
They're
of the
number one for a reason, Chris, right?
Hey, that's right. Number one for a reason, the target. Exactly. Money makes the world go round, right? And let's just talk about it. We're going to focus on money, targets. We'll kind of stay more towards the business side of things because that's where a lot of our Elevate Springfield Insider members are, our business owners. But the biggest problem to big money, main one, is lack of vision, right? Lack of being able to set
Mhm.
big enough targets, right? But it's having clear targets. If you don't have the clear targets, you can't put things in motion to get to those targets. Also, problems to getting to big money is creating the income, which means you're not putting enough on number two, which is the marketing or attention. And then the marketing and advertising and promoting it. That is another thing. Staying on that number two, attracting great people. Again, on the number three, those leads, great people could be employees, right? Could be partners, business partners like you and I are in the
Mhm.
coaching and the media production company. A financial intelligence. This is real key. A lot of people's like, well, I know how to do financial, intelligence. I can make change from $100 bill if the bill is whatever, right? That's not what financial intelligence is. And if you don't know what that is, then that's one of the biggest problems to get to the big money, which is those biggest targets, right? Also, then prioritizing activities. Robert, when you and I are coaching clients, we talk to people, and one of the biggest thing is organization. Part of organization is prioritizing activities. If you
Mhm.
don't know what the number one thing should be, you don't know what you don't know, right? And so you can't prioritize to get you that target, but you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? "Well, I'm doing something." So,
Mhm.
and we'll get into that action later talk, right? Measuring results and targets. We're talking about KPIs, key performance indicators. Again, this is some of the biggest problems getting to that big money. If you're not following or measuring your results, you don't know if you're getting there. And if you don't know you're getting there, how are you going to know if you get to your target? You don't. And again, the biggest problem on that, following up on sold and unsold clients, right? Potential clients and or clients, following up with them. If you don't follow up, you don't have potential for that second money and or the first money on unsold clients. Accountability. Oh my gosh, Robert, that word right there.
It's been
We
coming up a lot lately, brother.
Oh
It's
my
been coming
gosh,
up
it
a lot.
it has. We had an honor of doing a session last week for a phenomenal group of salespeople, and one of the things when we were going around the table about some of the weaknesses, right, of the group, and accountability just kept coming up over and over and over, and that's the biggest thing. And the accountability starts with number one, right, with you.
Yep.
You got to hold yourself accountable, or you'll never get your targets. Right? You can't hold someone else accountable for something you won't hold yourself accountable for. And then also, biggest problem with big money is trying to save money. The old adage is you've got to spend money to get money, right?
Hmm.
And that's key there because I almost said make money. And you know what?
Right.
You know, I've been taught federal government makes money. We're out there to get money.
Yep.
Right?
We're out collecting it.
We're collecting it, right? Who's got the big pots of the money? Who's got my money? As Grant always tells us, right? And with him telling us that, that's the key thing. So, um, on targets, we're going to focus now back on targets. You got to have that success formula for a target is big idea times intense focus plus short periods of time, as in putting time on there, time management on that target. Don't just say, "Oh, I want to make $1 million." Okay, great. How soon do you want to make that $1 million? Well, in a lifetime. Well, what's your lifetime? Average lifespan is what, 72, 79 years, I think now. It's gone up a little bit.
Hmm.
79 years is average. You want to make it in 79 years? By the time you're 79, a million is going to be like $100 now.
Right.
So make sure it's time on that. So again, big idea times intense focus times short periods of time plus personal coaching equals target attained, right? So that coaching, that personal coaching, it doesn't have to be from us, but we'll take on clients. That's fine. It's getting a coach that will hold you what? Accountable.
Accountable. Yes, indeed.
Accountable. Because if there's no one there holding you accountable, it's harder for you to hold yourself accountable. And with that, I mean, you know what? We should share that in the show notes. On page 15, the success formula. It
Yeah.
literally just look like it's like written on a napkin, right? Big idea times intense focus times short periods of time plus personal coaching equals target attained. And that's the goal of that.
And I think that's where a lot of people lose that or don't have that intense focus piece and that short bursts of time. It is absolutely amazing. I mean, everybody can come up with an idea, right? Hey, I got
Yes.
this idea for this. I
Right.
got this thing I'm going to do, right? That's all fine and good. Everybody can do that, but it's that intense focus and those 90-day chunks that you can just really knock some stuff out
Right.
in a hurry. And it's amazing what you can get done when you have that intense focus and have that 90-day plan mapped out.
It is. It is. And that's the thing why most people fail is their targets aren't big enough, right? They don't get attention. That attention is the number two on the wheel, the marketing, which we're still showing up there in front of you. No sales, no accountability, no support. Takes too long because you didn't put a short period of time on that, period of time focusing on that. Financial literacy, again, can't get to the big money. This is why most people fail on their target. Financial literacy, it's not scalable, right? Your target isn't scalable or your idea isn't scalable on that. Also, no KPIs. We talked about it a few minutes ago. Key performance indicators, a tracking mechanism. If it's important enough to track or it's important enough to monitor, it's important enough to track so that you've got the data so that you can keep an eye on that. Make sure the temperature is where you want it to be. If not, adjust the thermostat. Adjust that thermostat. No training. That's what we're talking about, whether it's specific training for the idea and target you have, or if it's personal coaching training, just to get your mindset right. Because we coach on this. It's about the mindset. Some people think too small. They think, well, I can't do that. Sure, you can. Everyone's got the infinite potential and possibilities as long as they're just willing to start with that first step, right? And that's where most people fail is it's the start that stops them. Literally, it's the start that stops you. If you don't get it going, you're never gonna get to your target ever, ever, right? So talked about, I just threw that $1 million thing out there and setting the targets. It's simple math, right? It's doing the math to get to your target. So we're on this target and as we're talking about here, and we're talking about doing the math, well, everything again, money makes the world go round. And with that, your target, it's probably going to take some type of money to make a target happen. Whether you are um, wanting to advertise, to make sales in your business, to get clients coming in, to generate revenue. Revenue is that dollar amount. So it does take that money. So let's just say that target, like I said, to make $1 million, we want to make $1 million in 1 year. All right. So we're going to break that math down, right? So you can do that where you can go out and find one person, one client, one customer, whatever you want to call them, right? And make a $1 million sale. Boom. There's your $1 million. Done. Or you can find 10 clients to get you $100,000 sale. Boom. There's your $1 million. All right. And it's again, folks, it's the math as we keep going on this discussion. It's the math literally, or 100 people at 10,000, or 1,000 people at $1,000, or 10,000 people at $100, or 100,000 people at $10. It's whatever your gadget, idea, product, service you're selling. What's that dollar amount divided into that million? And that's how many clients you're going to need to make that happen. It's do the math. And that's what a lot of people fall short on. They see $1 million, like, oh my God, that's a lot of money, Robert. That's a lot
Mhm.
of money. It's not. Break it down. If you had a recurring, like a monthly type product, right? Break that $1 million down. One person a month, it'd be $83,000 a month paying you, right? But let's jump down to 1,000 people, $83 a month.
Mhm.
1,000 people paying you $83 a month was going to get you to $1 million. And I gotta admit, I was there. I was there at one point, right? Like, man, that's a lot of money to try to come up with. But when you break it down and you do the math, you're there. There's no issues with that.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that really puts it into perspective. Like you said, you can just get 1,000 people, $83 a month. 1,000 people. That doesn't seem way out of bounds now, like you thought it might have been earlier on. It's
it
not. It's
it's not.
doable. It's attainable. Absolutely.
It's very doable. And here's the thing: if you're like, well, I don't have 1,000 clients in a year with my product. Okay, well, do you have 100? Then it's $833 a month.
Mhm.
Let and again, we say a month based on a year, right? Set the goal, $1 million in a 12-month period. Do the math backwards,
Right.
right? The breakdown to a million that we just went through, it doesn't have to be over a 12-month period, but you've got to set time to it. So here's the thing that's very powerful. $1 million is a lot of money, right? To a lot of people, it's a lot of money. But there's someone out there making $1 million in a year. There's a lot of people out there making $1 million in a year. You'd be
Mhm.
surprised who's making $1 million a year, right? And they're a salary working for someone making $1 million a year. There's a lot of people out there making $1 million a month. You're like, damn, that's $12 million a year.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, sir, it is, right? There's people out there making $1 million a week. Dude, that's $52 million a year. You're absolutely right, it is. There's people out there making $1 million a day. Wait, that's $365 million a year.
Mhm.
You're absolutely right. There are people out there making $1 million an hour, making $1 million deal right now. You just got to be able to wrap your head around it's just a number. Do the math, break it down to its simplest form. You could break it down to how much it is an hour if you want, right?
Mhm.
If you're in a cold call type thing, well, I need to make 10 calls. I usually sell one of those 10 and each of my product is 83 bucks. Boom, dang. I just made and I can make 10 calls an hour, which is really slow, right? I can make 83 bucks an hour times that
Mhm.
by man, that's more. I'm going to be at a million quicker than in 12 months. So
Yeah.
that's what that comes down to, and I just want people to understand that. And I know our time's gonna get limited on this, but I do wanna talk about, key points in setting your targets. You've got your game plan. What's your game plan, right? Do the math like we talked about. The target, how are you gonna get there? What's the metrics? Your game plan for success. That's kind of that 90-day plan you brought up a minute ago, right?
Mhm.
Set short periods of time on that. Daily training, why and how? What's that look like? Because if you develop a true game plan, which in our podcast we just released coming out, the big dog game plan in remodeling, because I
Yes,
own a
indeed.
construction company. We got the big dog game plan. What's your game plan, right? So what's that daily training? Why and how? Why are you doing the training? Don't just do it because, oh, I'm supposed to do training. I'm training, but if it's not effective and specific training, you're just wasting time. Daily coaching and one on ones, why and how. Daily coaching, whether you're being coached daily or you're coaching your team daily, whether it be the one on ones or group coaching, and then measure your results. Another key thing that keeps coming up, right? Measuring those
Mhm.
results. So one of the number one mistakes on setting your targets, it's you're setting the wrong targets. And again, they're not setting them big enough. Because this is where we're going to talk about action. I said I would talk about it a little bit ago, right? There are four types of action. There's none, there's retreat, like, ooh, I can't do that. I'm going to retreat from that. There's normal levels of action, and then there's massive action. And what people literally just asked someone this morning in a coaching session, the four levels of action, which one's the most dangerous? And immediately before I almost said which one's the most they're like, none, it's not. Because with no action, you can take action, right? It's the normal level of action because everyone gets complacent. Well, I'm going to work every day. I'm doing my job. I'm banging out my 9 to 5 every day. I'm taking action. That's normal, man. If
Hmm.
you want to hit your targets, again, normal action is normal targets. Big enough targets, you need to take massive action in everything you do to set your eyes on that big target because it takes the same amount of action to hit this target or this target. And I will say this because I did learn this when I was at Grant's house a week and a half ago or so that he admitted, and I don't think he's admitted it from stage yet, that he has never hit a target he has set
Hmm.
because he sets them so big that it takes so much action to get there. But he shoots so high that if here's his target and his normal target was here, he falls here, he is this much over his target below, right? So he is just constantly getting better and better and setting bigger and bigger targets so that that action is just so massive, you're going to get there. And that key on that is having people around you that support in that same idea. We believe we can get that target. Great. Let's all take the massive action to get there. And that's that key of taking massive action and not setting those goals big enough. Set those goals so big that every day you're like, yes, that's our goal. We're going to get to it. The number two mistake is not getting everyone on board. If they don't believe in that goal, including family, coworkers, friends, which those people are called your power base. And number three mistake in the targets is depending too much on a plan. All plans are flawed because the
Hmm.
world doesn't operate on how you think it will. You'll never be able to predict all the random events that will pop up, right? Happen in the years or in that 90-day segment that you throw out there. But let's be real, right? Business plans are there to give others confidence that you aren't just making things up as you go. Hey, I'm going to pull this out of where. I'm going to throw it against the wall, see if it sticks. No, have a plan, but just know that plan needs to have rigid flexibility,
I
right?
love that rigid flexibility. I love it.
Rigid flexibility. You have a plan. You're going to stick to that plan until something comes up and says, hey, we need to be flexible in this plan, divert and go around, right? If you don't have that, you're like, oh no, it's in black and white. It's got to be this way. We got to do it. You're going to lose your team and you're going to miss your target. If you can't have flexibility in your rigidness, you will fail, right? You will miss your target. So make a plan, but be willing to be flexible with it. And that's the key thing on that. Just barely dipping into number two, which is the marketing and the attention. And we'll leave it on that. On in it is about power base, leaning on your power base. Okay. I kind of talked about it. Your power base, a lot of people don't realize it is made up of your family members, your friends, your neighbors, your church family, business peers, employees that you work with, boards that you sit on. We have an exercise that we do with our clients about who you are, right?
Hmm.
And all these little blanks. Who are you? Who are you? I'm like me. I'm a father. I'm a son to my mother, right? I'm a brother to my sisters, my brother. I'm a business owner. I'm a father. Just who am I? And each one of those who I am have people I'm associated with that become your power base. And most power bases want to see you succeed. They want to see you achieve your goal. But if you don't tell them what your target is, they attaboy, good job. But lean on your power base. We like to call those the low-hanging fruit
Yep.
because they know you, they know who you are, and obviously your power base is stronger the people that you're around all the time. Those are your stronger power base, but your power base is bigger than you think. Well,
Right.
I don't know anybody. Yeah, both. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But Robert, I appreciate you allowing me to come on the Elevate Insider today. And I'm open to expand upon anything else. But with the time we've got, I just want to make sure that we can get that out is it's setting those targets, setting them big enough, taking enough massive action towards it to obtain it. And you can achieve anything you want to do. Just start doing it.
I love it. So much gold, Chris. You were talking about power base a minute ago. We've talked many times about another exercise you could do. Maybe take this as a little homework assignment for y'all out there. Just take blank sheet of paper and a pen. Write down as many names as possible that are in your power base as fast as you can. Probably surprise yourself how many names are on that list. So,
Yeah. I did that exercise in 2 minutes. We
mhm.
did a 2 minute rush on it, and I had 75 names,
Yep.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind. I'm like, holy cow. I wasn't writing last names. I would put initials if I had multiple Daves on there. I'd be like Dave B, Dave
Uh,
S. So I'm not like just duplicating names to be numbers. But yeah, no, the great exercise. And I'm
Yeah, absolutely. Take those couple of minutes and do that. But so much gold today. Set those massive targets. One thing that Grant always says, do the math to find the path. That's a little bit about what we talked about today, right? So do the
game
math
plan.
to find the
Yes,
path.
it's a
Yep,
path. Yes, definitely.
absolutely. And then take that massive action to get there. So, well, Chris, appreciate your time today on the Insider.
Love it.
Look forward to having you on here again in the future, brother.
I appreciate it. Well, hey, I'm going to drop you a
Yes.
10X out there, right?
I love it.
Gotta
Come
take
on.
that 10X. That's all right.
Yes, indeed. All right, Chris. Well, thank you very much. Hey, how about Chris Hartsook? So much great stuff, so many nuggets, so much gold you can pull from that. If you liked what you heard today on the training, don't forget, second and fourth Thursday of the month is the Elevate Springfield Insider. You can head over to bigdogbc.com/elevate. Or hey, you want to just reach out to me on social, I can get it to you that way as well. Or maybe you and your team want a little bit more individual attention like what you heard today, give us a shout as well. You can find Chris and I both all over social. You can head to our website, bigdogbc.com, and we'd be able to talk to you about anything we can do to help you grow your business and even your life. So, hey, give us a shout. We'll be back after the break.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at SangamonTreeService.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.
Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, don't forget while you're out on social, check ours out. You can check my personal one out at Robert Ferriell at everywhere. Check out those Elevate Springfield pages, those Big Dog Business Coaching pages as well. Check us out over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like or a follow on any of those channels. We would certainly appreciate it. So, hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great. Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agents, here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343